Hi there everybody, this is Kelly again. It's me, my second video. Today is November 23rd, 2008. I thought I would go back to what I said I was going to talk about, which is expatriation or moving away to another country. I was going to go into some other things, but I've decided that since I've actually taken one of the steps to doing so, I would go ahead and talk about that. The country I'm most interested in moving to is New Zealand, which is just to the southeast of Australia, since a lot of people don't seem to know where it is. Not a part of Australia, actually. It's its own country. Also where they filmed Lord of the Rings and several other movies that you would probably have heard of, but I can't think of off the top of my head. In any case, I have been thinking about moving there for several years. Well, almost 2 years, I guess. Kind of counts. And, I decided to take a vacation there in October to check it out and see if it was really all it was cracked up to be in my own head, which sometimes things don't turn out the way they seem in my head, so it was important for me to get over there and make sure that it was actually cool. Yeah, I think I said before I had a blast over there, great time, and really haven't stopped thinking about it since I've gotten back. So I decided, let's go ahead and take the first step in getting over there. Now, the first thing you should know is to move to another country, you can't just go over there and decide, hey, I want to live in this country, go over, find a job, move there, you're done. There's actually a lot of things you have to do first to make sure that you qualify. There's different requirements for every country. I probably know the most about New Zealand because I've been looking at it for so long, so I will start there. Let's see, they have different schemes. One is the one that a lot of people seem to use, which is the working holiday scheme. It's actually meant if you're going on holiday or vacation over there and you just want to be able to work while you're over there and earn money so you can keep your vacation going. You can stay over for up to 12 months, and it's not too hard to get. I think there's a waiting list because only a certain number of people can do it each year. But it doesn't really offer much because you can only work part-time, which I think is less than 25 or 20 hours a week, and you're limited into the scope of the jobs that you can do, seeing as it's meant for being on holiday, not for actual immigration, although it's a possible step if you can't qualify for anything else. Another option would be to go over and go to school there, and ideally you would be, if you wanted to move there, you would be studying something so that you could get a job in New Zealand with the education that you got in New Zealand, because each year that you're there helps qualify as time spent living there, which helps you get a residence visa. But again, if you just want to study and then move back somewhere else, that's fine too. It's not really set up to be an immigration scheme as much as it is just a way to get over there. I think there's probably another one. There's obviously finding a relationship, falling in love. New Zealand actually has the easiest one that I've seen for that, because you don't even have to be married to the person, you just have to be in a committed relationship with them and have lived with them for at least a year. And then you undergo some reviews, and it seems to be fairly straightforward, although there can be hiccups, obviously, as they don't want people who are just going to go over and, have a friend and, go ahead and move over, we'll pretend we're in love. They don't want that. But it's much easier than a place like Canada, where you can be married for years, have kids together, and it can still take you years, if at least months, to get approved as a resident there if you're not already, which I think is a little cheap, but that's me. The one I have been looking at, and is probably the easiest and most obviously immigrant skiing, would be the the skilled worker category, skilled migrant, I think they call it, something like that. But basically it means that you have job skills that the country needs. Pretty much every country has some form of that. And it's a way to fill positions that your own people are not able to fill, or you just don't have enough. Most of the countries, it's limited to things like doctors, lawyers, higher education. Luckily for me, New Zealand has a lot of need for jobs, and that means that it's opened up to some of the lesser jobs out there, such as what I do, which is restaurant management. And I've never seen that in any other country, and it actually gives me a little hope that I might be able to get in under the skilled worker category, because that's the most straightforward. You basically apply, you get accepted, and if you can find a job, you're pretty much good to go. Obviously, it's not just that simple, but it's pretty close. And that is why I'm talking about this today, because I took my first step towards hopefully going over on the skilled migrant category. It works on a point system. So you have to earn a minimum of 100 points. There's a bunch of different things that qualify for it, including time spent in the country, education, and a number of other things, although the time spent in the country and the education are obviously the biggest ones, as well as work experience. Without my education, I only get 65 points, which would mean that I wouldn't qualify and I would have to try to find some other way to get into the country. But if my associate's degree does go through and it is the equivalent of a certain level over in New Zealand, I don't remember which I decided, I think it was a level 5 education or something, which I think should be pretty simple, then I would qualify for 115 points, which, yay, would put me over. So I did the first step, which is an initial evaluation of that. It's nothing really official, but it's enough to put in what they call an expression of interest, which basically says, I'm interested in trying to come over on the skilled worker category. Will you review my entire life and tell me what I'm worth, basically. So this is a step towards getting the qualification for that so that I know if it's even worth applying for. It's not cheap. The step I just took was about 55 New Zealand dollars, I think, which is around 30 to 40 US dollars. And the expression of interest is 450 New Zealand dollars. So there's obviously a rather large price gap between the two, and it's worth it to get checked out before you try to go through with the full expression of interest, because it's obviously a lot more money. So I sent that in. It's supposed to take about 20 business days to get back to me and tell me whether I qualify, or, at least sort of qualify. And so I'm hopeful that that'll come through, because if not, it's going to take a lot more work to get over there, and probably a lot more money in the end, actually. But that is a little bit about immigration to another country, and as I hope you can see, it's not just as easy as moving there and deciding you're going to live there. You have to put a lot of forethought into it, usually a lot of money and a lot of time, depending on what country you're going to. Obviously, some are easier than others, but the average one, you're looking at least a few months and probably well over $1,000 US to get over there. Unless you happen to live in one of the lovely countries that has an agreement with a neighboring country that it just doesn't matter and you can, come and go as you please. Anyway, I hope that helped answer some questions, or at least make you think about some things. And excuse me. If you are interested in hearing anything else, please leave a comment, let me know. Or, if you think this is crap, leave a comment, let me know on that too. Yeah, feel free to subscribe. I've got a whole 2 videos now, so there's actually something there, I guess. And I will see you next time. Bye.